Live from the University of Tilburg, this is the first grand finale of the Tilburg University Challenge of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and make yourself at home. Grab your popcorn and turn up the volume. We are about to begin. More innovative than ever, this first-year edition of the Tilburg University Challenge is anything but normal. Tilburg students ambitiously apply themselves to turn their innovative ideas into prototypes. Setting them on the course for the world markets, the challenge roadmap was clear, but COVID-19 got in the way.
Het coronavirus houdt ons land in de greep.
Due to the flexibility and unparalleled drive from the students, coaches from our business partners and the University of Tilburg Centre and their guest mentors, we were able to hold all our sessions online. Partner coaches and teams worked together via the Tilburg University Challenge platform. In addition, teams took part in expert workshops on various business topics, from go-to-market strategy profitability to crafting the perfect pitch. Then the online speed dating took place between our teams and coaches. Today they're going to pitch their idea and show their ambition to convince the jury and all of you at home that their project should win this year's edition of the Tilburg University Challenge.
Welcome everybody here live from Tilburg University. My name is Florian Dirksen and I will be your host for this event. But not only your host, at the end of the show I will be also your keynote speaker. And then I will tell you a little bit more about the dreams I fulfilled and some startups I created, like the Ocean Cleanup. And I hope to inspire you a little bit more with that. But today is not about me, of course. We are here today for the grand final of the Tilburg University Challenge. It's initiated by Tilburg University and Iconic and supported by our partners. So we are really, really happy to be here on the first edition. But unfortunately, the COVID-19 made this a little bit of a strange situation. So we decided to do a hybrid event. So that means partly online, of course, and partly offline here. So I'm not alone here. I see a lot of equipment and camera crew and some team members and the organization, of course, and some special guests. So it's a strange situation, but I'm pretty sure we will make it an attractive program for you. So please sit down, grab a drink, grab a bite, and enjoy this final. You can watch our show via our website or YouTube. And during this final, you will interact with us via the live wall web application. So go to the link below on your screen. And through this link, you can also vote for your favorite team per category. So don't forget to upload a selfie so we know who is joining us here, but more on that later. So first of all, I would love to go to our new first guest. It's the Rector Magnificus and the President of Tilburg University, Wim van der Donk. So welcome on stage. Yeah.
I suppose I can leave this now.
Yeah. You're more than 1.5 meters.
How are you?
Welcome on the special event. I'm fine, thanks. Yeah. So this is the first time we are organizing this, but I also heard this is the first week for you in your.
Yeah, we are together and learning a lot, and I'm very happy to be here because I know this kind of challenges from other universities already. The friends in Eindhoven, for instance, they have a lot of these kind of challenges, and I'm very happy that the initiative has been taken, that we do that too, because, you know, entrepreneurship, creative ideas, that's in the midst of where we're all about, learning to push frontiers. Huh? Mm-hmm. And society is waiting, I think, for a lot of new ideas that often are born in the context of science. Last week I had a meeting with one of our cognitive scientists here that has a wonderful project in overcoming the fear that some people have to have needles sticked in them. And it's very interesting that the cognitive scientist produces knowledge that can actually help overcome serious problems in society. For instance, many people apparently are afraid to go to the doctor, are avoiding the care that they should need, that they need. And this kind of projects are born at the nexus of science and entrepreneurial behavior. And when we are able to provoke and to support entrepreneurial behavior amongst our students in an early stage, this will help the university, this will help society. And you know, perhaps, Florian, that this university was born as an idea to help entrepreneurial people to be more performer, that they can better perform in society. So this is so important for us that we should do this.
Oh, great, nice to hear. So I think you're looking forward to see all the pitches today.
I'm going to the pitches, and I have learned there will be some 20 pitches that have been already prepared. So and then the jury will have the difficult job to select and the winners. It won't be an easy job. I'm already quite confident about that. But yeah. I wish you all success and
thanks so much.
Stay safe, all the best. And I'm thrilled that you have chosen to look at this major event. The circumstances are far from ideal, but you know, thanks to technology and thanks cameraman and all these technical people here, we can still organize it in a decent way, I think.
Great.
All the best.
So, thanks, and we will see you back to announce the winners at the end, of course. So.
I'm be thrilled to do that. So
okay,
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Okay, thank
Enjoy,
you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay. So, also joining us today is the director of KTO and Iconic, Edward van der Pol. Please, come forward. So, welcome.
Hello, Florian.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm really curious what you can tell us. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the Iconic label.
Yes, I'm pleased to. As Wim already addressed, entrepreneurship is very important for Tilburg University. And that's why we introduced Iconic. It's a label that is representing entrepreneurship at Tilburg University. And it also represents all activities and the support facilities we offer for students and entrepreneurs. It also becomes a strong community where we want to inspire and empower you to be entrepreneurial and to be successful, but we also want to connect you with other student entrepreneurs, our alumni, and our business partners. And of course, for the first time this year, this should include an own Tilburg University Challenge. Today, you're all part of the grand finale. I'm proud to report that as many as 73 teams took part in this first edition. And a special first edition it certainly is. Not only because of the overwhelming interest, but of course also due to the COVID pandemic. We have postponed the challenge until this autumn in the hope that we could meet each other live. However, the reality turned out to be different. But we ourselves also think entrepreneurial and turned the total program into an online version with online workshops and speed dates. Our highly appreciated business partners have coached, advised and assisted the teams in optimizing their ideas and pitches. Wim already mentioned it, this challenge would have been impossible without you as a business partner. Therefore, again, a big thank you. I've already seen a sneak preview of the top 20 teams. I expect you will be impressed with their innovative ideas. Notice the diversity of the teams, exactly what Tilburg University stands for. We hope that many teams develop these ideas in real value for our society and become entrepreneurs of the future. And of course, Iconic is here to guide you along the way. I finish this chat with the announcement that there will be a second edition of the Tilburg University Challenge next year. And as I said at the start of this competition, as a participant, you can win, but you cannot lose. I wish you all a thrilling grand finale.
Wow. Thank you so much, Edward. And enjoy the rest of the final, huh?
Thank you.
And,
I will.
See you later. Okay, yeah, well, now it's time for the pitches. We've got two categories. One category is ideation, and the other one is called business ready / startup. And from now on, we will call this the category startup, you know. So due to corona measures, we have pre-recorded this at Station 88 a couple of days ago already. And well, after these pitches, we will announce the top 3 teams per category. So these 6 teams are still in the running for to win the category awards. So, but only 1 team member is allowed to come on the stage to answer the Q&A session, but more on that later. After each category has pitched, it's possible to vote for your favorite team. I heard some people are still asking, how can I vote? Just go to the link below in the screen, or you can go to the Tilburg University Challenge homepage. You can go next to this live stream, you can vote, or you can vote through your smartphone. It's easy. So just go to the link in the screen, and no login is needed. Just fill in your name. And for the rest, maybe you want to make a selfie, of course, because we would love to see you here, but only if you want to do that, of course. Only 1 vote per IP address and category is possible. So choose wisely. And after the pitches, you only have 30 seconds to make your vote. So leave your cell phone nearby. Well, the finalists receiving the most votes win the audience prize, and that's a prize of 500 euros. So, yeah, well, let's see. Let's have a quick look at all the members joining us already. Paulina, I see. Jos, a lot of people. I see, is it correct, 185 now? That's quite a lot. Peter, welcome. Wim van der Donk is watching. He promised in his office. So, yeah, well, I think let's wait for a couple of minutes, but yeah. Well, you can see this live stream, of course, so I think it's time for the pitches. So let's start with the first category, ideation. Because, of course, this is the first step towards a startup or a business. So, interesting to say, nobody has seen these pitches yet, even the teams. This is the first time for the teams as well. So, yeah, let's go to the pitches of the category ideation. Enjoy.
It's 2020, and students do not have an application that takes care of problems within student housing. With 80% of the students facing difficulties dividing tasks and a staggering 97% having difficulties to put bins outside, there's a huge problem to be solved. And when we found out that 86% of these students do not even use an application, Roomie had great potential. With a task divider, a cost regulator, a shared grocery list, and a feature where students get notified which bins to put outside, we have all necessary features inside one application. And with the staggering 360,000 students in the Netherlands, the total market is huge. The Roomie will be a free downloadable app, and via advertising and in-app purchases, Roomie is expected to be profitable in 4 months, considering an initial investment of 8,000 euros. So let's have the best student time with your Roomies.
Climate change has reduced the nutrition value of our food. Example, iron by 15%. 1/4 of the climate change is caused by food sector. Did you guys know that health and climate change are interconnected so badly that together they are more dangerous than COVID? We as consumers are part of the food system as well. Unfortunately, have no time or direction to understand the precise impact of our choices in climate change. Hence, our solution is to offer you personalized groceries, which is not only good for your health, but planet, and at the same time will help you save time and money. Our mission is to redirect your food choices towards better health and environment. We are KISS. Keep it simple, sustainable. Join us.
We have a mental health crisis on our hands. Young adults and adolescents report more cases of mental health issues than ever before. For example, in a recent study done by the RVM, there are alarming increases in cases in the recent years. We at CMH believe that to have a happy and successful life, you need a pillar to build on, which is good mental health. And for us to have a good functioning society, this is very important, for now and in the future. As a solution to this, we have been working on a free and disguisable mental health app by using 1, a game interface as a disguise, and 2, employing an underutilized workforce, psychology students, who are going to be supervised and trained by mental health work professionals. So, in a nutshell, it is very important for society to have good mental health as a basis. So we implore you to help us improve the society that we live in, one person at a time. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alexander van Oost from eRoadtrip. Traveling by electric cars still causes charging anxiety for many people these days. As such, those people choose for alternatives such as a regular diesel or petrol car or by plane. We strongly believe that the future of driving is electric. For instance, the Netherlands is planning to make all new cars by 2030 emissionless. We as eRoadtrip want to tackle the problem of charging anxiety by offering an app which is specifically focused on the user and being focused on sustainability, fun and comfort. We do this by offering mapped out routes specially personalized for the user along all those charging points across Europe. We all face climate change these days, so we strongly believe that it is now the time to change our ways of travel.
Hi, my name is Petra, and I'm here to show you the business idea of Team Greenify. Studies show that 40% of employees reported their jobs as very or extremely stressful. And stress not only negatively influences employee productivity, but also their physical and mental health. And it is only supported by the non-organic nutritional habits that do not always constitute an appropriate health. We want to achieve an organizational infrastructure that promotes physical and mental well-being. Greenify brings workspaces to life. Not only do we install interior vegetable gardens, but it also serves as a stress-free environment. In addition, corporate social responsibility has never been more important. 86% of consumers expect corporate social responsibility engagement from companies, and therefore become a part of the green workspace generation and benefit from a rapidly growing market with Greenify. We want to enhance prosperity and quality of working life. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Nikhil, and I stand before you because of one question. How can we travel and transact with the least leakage of value? Currently, travelers and international students face a loss of monetary value and purchasing power due to forex fluctuation and a plethora of fees charged by banks and payment processors. Oftentimes, I found myself in awkward situations as my Indian card isn't uniformly accepted in the Netherlands. Furthermore, there are limited avenues of spending travel reward points, and as a result, $3 trillion worth of points remain trapped in vaults. Alfresco coin aims to plug this leak. It's a stable coin pegged to the euro at the ratio 1:1 and charges a single transaction fee of 0.5%. As the payment app is mobile first, users across the world would have a similar experience. With a large network of travel and leisure vendors, users can spend their miles as they wish. Join us with your resources, with your expertise, and spread the word in spreading the leak. In stopping the leak. Plugging the leak, Contact us.
When I started looking for a job in February this year, it was super hard for me to find one. When I eventually had a job interview, the manager that I spoke with told me that it was super hard for him as well to find someone with matching qualities. I told the story to my team, and it got us thinking, can we do something about that? For newly graduated students, it is super hard to stand out from the enormous crowd of job seekers. And on the other hand, for companies, it's difficult to hire the right employee. We want to optimize the recruitment process by bringing those two parties close together in a unique and personal way by making use of video resumes. Our goal is to deliver the perfect employees to companies by guiding and coaching them and making them business ready. I am Megan from Team VidApply, and we are ready to make a difference. Are you ready too? Contact us at vidapply@outlook.com. Thank you.
My grandma has always lived quite far away from me. Her health has gotten worse in the past few years, and me and my mom had gotten worried. She didn't want at-home help, and we couldn't visit her too much. My family isn't the only one with this problem. In the past 40 years, the amount of people in the Netherlands above the age of 75 living independently has increased to 92%. That is why we want to develop an application that can assist these people. Elderly with this application will be able to keep track of their medicine and appointments, and they'll have an emergency button. The account will be linked to their loved ones so that they can keep track of them, keep an eye on them from a distance. We, as cognitive science and artificial intelligence students, want to make life for the elderly in the Netherlands as comfortable and as secure as possible. We're the Annie Project.
Did you know that over 90% of all the shoes end up that same year on the landslide? This is over 22 billion pair of shoes. We, as Fashion Gen, will tackle this massive problem. We will reduce the waste of the shoe industry by recycling plastic for a unique sneaker. Using the latest 3D technologies, we will make a unique design that will consist of an inner sock, and that is completely the same for every customer. But the design of the outer sock will be completely unique and specific for each customer. This way, we will be a unique party in the segment. Last weekend, we made our first prototype using a 3D printer, as you can see on the slide. And this will be our starting ground for our business. We are Fashion Gen.
Every Monday, I babysit my 6- and 8-year-old neighbors, Mia and Ben, and they love playing outside on the playground. However, I'm always so irritated that we first have to clean up the area before they can actually start playing. In fact, over 2 billion tons of trash are being thrown away every year, making the environmental issues very urgent. This is why we came up with an active solution for the waste issue by creating our school competition, Trash Clash. Trash Clash takes place in 3 steps. First, the schools are going to receive our Waste No More packages. Then, the children will have a chance of educating themselves about the waste issue via our online platform. And lastly, we are going to take the competition into the real world by asking who can collect the most trash. My name is Annika Rothe, and I want you to get ready for the challenge and become part of the Trash Clash team.
The Sustainable Tilburg helps students to live in a more sustainable way to create in modern vegetables gardens from recycled materials to improve the community life in social, health and economic way. Our primary goal is to improve student life socially. Students could grow vegetables, greens or fruits in common gardens. This could permit to create social links. Moreover, these green gardens will permit for the students to eat healthier, and also growing their own fruits and greens will reduce their need to buy these products somewhere else, so lowering their living monthly costs. Obviously, we know that students' houses are tight or without exterior. That is why we want to make the gardens more convenient by using vertical gardens, for example. This will cut down on spaces, always at the cost of making the gardens.
Wow, that was really inspiring. So, now it's time to cast your vote via the link in the screen. So just follow the link, and then you only have 30 seconds to vote. So yeah, let's vote now. Wow, thank you so much for your vote, everyone. Yeah, let's go to the next category, and the next category is the category startup. Yeah, these teams already have a website or an app or maybe a prototype. They're a little bit closer to fulfilling their entrepreneurial dream. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see those pitches. So yeah, let's go to see the pitches of the category startup.
What's the difference between eggs and business ideas? Why 90% of eggs hatch, 90% of ideas fail? Now, if you would ask founders why they didn't go through with their ideas, they most probably will give you two answers. They either did not have the skills to build a product or service themselves, or they didn't have the money to hire someone who could. Here's exactly where Broodler wants to help. With an online platform where you can find a reliable team without investing any money. Instead, with Broodler, you can compensate your team members with percentages of company equity. In this way, we provide an accessible opportunity for entrepreneurial engagement without geographical limitations. Right now, we are gathering customer data with a high-fidelity prototype. We are counting clicks, doing interviews, and collecting email addresses of those interested in launch to have the perfect product market fit. So if you have an idea to hatch, visit broodler.com.
Hi, I'm here to talk about data. It's the fuel of innovation, yet it's difficult to source and refine. In reality, 73% of all business data goes unused. As data engineers, we just cannot sit back and watch companies unable to use their internal data. According to 5 potential customers, they're currently not using their data simply because they don't know what they can do with it, they don't have the in-house talent for exploration, and GDPR restriction limits data sharing. Our solution, Dmyzer, is a platform connecting SMEs with data scientists. Our differentiation is we guarantee free data sharing with our anonymization software. Are you ready to use Dmyzer to unlock the full potential of your data?
Imagine you're at work, surrounded by your lovely team. Try to imagine the last conversation you had. Was it a useful conversation? Did you learn something? Have you ever realized that every conversation you have is an opportunity to learn? We at Think have the solution. We create a personal learning path with a recurring survey which enables us to really measure growth. We developed a digital platform where we provide the content on the social side of business. However, we go beyond this. With the conversations our Think community held, we developed an app that goes beyond the surface of the content by really deep and open conversations. If you really value learning and growth, together we can reimagine conversations.
I remember it as if it were yesterday. My former supervisor did not motivate or inspire me at all, and I'm probably not the only one who had to deal with bad leadership. Because what even is a leader if they can't inspire or motivate the people around them? Our company was founded to create leaders who do have these qualities, and these are the future leaders. We do this by providing soft skill trainings. So with your input, we will create a serious game, and participants in the serious game will learn through actions and experiences. This creates a permanent learning result, and so we can assure you that your future leaders will actually remember and be able to implement what they have learned. We are Evolve, and we develop future leaders. Are you in?
Dear jury, our company is about combining 3 elements. As a result of the pandemic and the e-commerce boom, logistic companies struggle to meet with the demand. The current workforce is not sufficient to deal with the increasing amount of orders, leading them to seek for new alternatives. More specifically, flexible alternatives for irregular hours. Second, the Netherlands has seen a tremendous increase in the amount of international students. Of the now 100,000 international students, 75% is looking for a job, while only 15% has one. And this discrepancy is mainly caused by a language barrier, regulatory complexity, or just simply not knowing where to look. As an intermediary, ISW utilizes this untapped pool of international students to solve the demand for flexible staff. Our concept includes a community for working international students that stimulates integration and ensures brand connection. Over time, this will result in a large pool of graduates that are highly educated and integrated. Do you see the potential?
There has been many times when my family, friends, and I have purchased products online, but they did not meet our expectations. And I'm sure that this has happened to you too. In our current society, not a lot of people have the time to visit physical stores, and as a result, they have to go online. However, online shopping forces you to make your own decisions, and hence, customers are still returning their products because their expectations were different. Webby is an online platform that allows buyers and sellers to interact. Our platform offers time-wise efficiency, reliability, and honesty. And this increases customer satisfaction and understanding. Imagine, instead of seeing photos of a product, you're seeing someone try them on. And if you're interested in the product, simply add it to your shopping cart and check out. We're bringing the traditional shopping experience to the comfort of your own home. We're Webby, and together, let's redefine the shopping experience.
At some point in their education, every student has attempted to bring structure into their study by creating a list like this, which lists all of the things that you still need to do for your courses. Often, this doesn't really help. So we've created a web application called Studeerstipt, which allows you to create plannings for each of your courses and then generates many useful overviews like this one that show you exactly which tasks require your priority. Studeerstipt also serves as a social platform. You can share your plannings with others, or you can copy existing ones from other users so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can even discuss tasks with other users to look for help with exercises, which is especially useful right now due to so many students having to study from home due to COVID. Our app is currently in a beta phase and being tested by a group of students. We have many interesting ideas on how to generate revenue, and our upkeep costs are negligible. However, our main focus for now is getting students to know about the app so that as many people as possible can use it for help with their studies. So, our message to all students watching, studeer slim, studeer stipt.
This is Anko. Anko has 80K reach on YouTube and is a content creator looking for advertisement opportunities. But Anko has a problem. He wants to get paid up front before he makes his content. This is Sander. Sander has an online retail platform that is willing to work with Anko, but only wants to pay for performance and not beforehand. That means we have a clear problem. One needs basis and fundamentals, wants to get paid up front, the other only wants to pay for performance. And that's where we come in. We create inside and outside solutions for your company to link these content creators to you, and you only get paid by the performance, and the content creator gets a contract and has the trust he needs. That means that it can look like this, or we can place our software on your website and link this traffic to the existing client. We now have one Anko, but with your help, we might be able to get 10 or 100 Ankos. Thank you for our pitch.
Are you having a better life than 40 years ago? The statistics says that almost 60% of the animals disappeared in the past 40 years. This means that you and your children will never see sometimes rhino, gorillas, tigers alive. Never again. Never again. But I have a good news. My name is Alexandra. I'm PhD student of Artificial Intelligence at Tilburg University. We developed a software we call Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber works with the special glasses, mixed reality glasses, where the children can talk real conversation with the visual animal in an hologram version. In there, the children can learn about take care of the animals and the planet. We are looking for a sponsor who believe in this idea. Already, we have a prototype. If you want to see, let's keep in touch. Doei!
Wow, what innovative ideas again. And these were the last pitches of today already. A special thanks to Station 88 for letting us use their beautiful location. So now it's time to vote again for your favorite team. Voting through this link you see in the screen. And you only have 30 seconds again. Huh? So if everybody is ready to vote, let's start the voting now. Wow, voting is over and we are going to start counting now. So the jury members have had a difficult task to choose the best 3 projects per category, of course. Everybody in the jury took a really good look at the projects, the business plans, and now they also saw the pitches, of course. So the jury consists of professionals from our partner network, and they will get a proper introduction later. But for now, it's time to announce the top 3 finalists per category. Thank you. So, exciting moment. So first, the category, ideation. One of the finalists is Greenify. The second finalist in the category ideation is Kiss Eten. Some happy people here in the audience. So, and the third team in the category ideation is Trash Clash. So then go to the second category, the category startup. The first finalist is Dmyzer. The second one is International Students Work. And congratulations, Studeert Stipt is the third one. So now we know the finalists. And then it's time to go to the second phase of this online grand final, the Q&A sessions. In these Q&A sessions, the teams receive 2 questions from the jury. But it's of course up to them to convince the jury with their answers to win this award. But they only have 90 seconds to answer each question. So while the student is getting ready, we will see who is in the jury of the ideation category. Let's have a look at it. Hello, welcome. First up, we have Piet Hein Prins from Krauw Voederer. Welcome, Piet Hein. So can you tell me what are the main points you will focus on today?
For me, the main points will be to focus on, well, the feasibility of the ideas and the execution of the ideas. So that will be my main focus today.
Really important, feasibility, of course. Yeah, thank you, Piet Hein. So next up, we've got Bas Kaptein from Midpoint. Nice to meet you, Bas. So tell me, so tell me, what do you think? What do you find important in a challenge like this?
At Midpoint Brabant, we are the regional economic development agency for the heart of Brabant. And so we are especially interested in new ideas and concepts that have a good potential to grow into real business. And especially if they not only result in business, but also are beneficial for society, that's even better for us.
Okay, thanks so much. Speak to you later. Also in the category ideation, we have Mark Wiebes from Nationale Politie. So Mark, what will make the difference for you today?
Well, for me, it must be worthwhile. So the impact on a real world problem, that would make the difference for me today. Okay, thanks. It's a short answer, but clear. So last but not least, we have Nina van Driessen, project manager at Soapbox. But she will be the jury moderator and the timekeeper today. So really important role, Nina. Welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's get started with these first Q&A sessions of the category ideation. And the first team is Greenify. So welcome on stage. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, you put off your
Good
mask.
Good afternoon.
Good luck. And from now on, I leave it over to Nina.
Yes, I hope you can see me all.
Yes, thank you, Florian. So we're ready for the Q&A session for ideation. Greenify, you're first, and your first question will be asked by Bas.
Yes.
Hi, Team Greenify.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You have thought a lot about your target market. Can you be a bit more specific in customer segmentation, and especially who will be your early adopters?
Yes, sure. Greenify adopted a strategy to not only target small or medium enterprises, but we want to also target large enterprises. For example, it can be IT companies where we can promote more interaction with them. Our culture and our values is really open. So we want to target companies that already have a culture based on sustainability development processes and a culture that is friendly and open to changes. This is the reason why Greenify employs all these features, and we'll go to target as small companies, as medium, but as well large enterprises. We focus on the large companies and not just private homes because of the work concentration, and we believe we can create more brand awareness and to make people feel more aware of the important issues of sustainability as well as like the healthy benefits.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bas. That was the first question for Greenify. Now let's continue to Piet Hein. Piet Hein, do you have the second question for Greenify?
Yes, I do. I actually have two questions, but I'll pick the complicated one first. So have you conducted research, and how does this relate to the use of pesticides and other stuff that you might be using as chemical stuff, or is it just semantics in the presentation?
Sure, this is actually a really good question. We made an entire marketing analysis, and we realized that it is better to be focused on the Dutch market because you guys have a really open and friendly culture. And besides that, your soil is very fertile, and the climate is also helping into this. Yes, can you please say the other question?
Yeah, so
Again?
the second part is about, yeah, it's about the pesticides.
Yes,
You mentioned that that's not very green, actually, is it?
Actually, it is very green because we made an analysis on the availability of the materials, and we employed as well seeds, as well pesticides and fertilizers, and as well we employ some lead kit system, which is gonna enlight all the plants in order to make them grow faster. What we are currently talking is about the hydroponics farming system, which is a really environmentally friendly one. It consumes less than 90% of the water, and the water is recirculating in the system in order for our plants to grow richer and to be more rich in minerals and nutrients. So it is less time consuming, and yes, of course, it will bring a more environmental impact.
Okay, thank you very much. Right within the time, Greenify.
Thank you so much.
This was your Q&A session with the jury, so thank you very much.
Thank you
now
so
we
much
can
for your questions.
ask the second team on stage. Okay. So the next team will be Kis, Ethan, so let's wait for them to be ready to answer some questions. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Are you ready for the questions?
Yeah.
Okay, your first question will be asked by Piet Hein again.
Yes, hi KISS team.
Hi.
So the question is, how will you make sure that your pricing will remain within the limits and remain affordable for students?
Okay, that's a very good question. So this whole idea about KISS platform is not about pricing, but it's about serving it simply and in a sustainable manner. When you serve it in a sustainable manner, it's not just fact, but it's research-oriented facts, which shows that price at an overall level is gone down than the normal option. So in an overall bucket of your grocery, you will have better price than the normal your grocery bucket. And nevertheless, it also is being ensured by not only sustainable choices, but also local influenced choices, reducing the cost of logistics, transportation, and so on and so forth. It's a ripple effect. Yeah.
Okay, clear. Thank you very much. Your second question will be asked by Mark.
Hello.
Hello.
You do address a real problem, saying 25% of the climate change is related to food.
Yeah.
So that's very nice. As I understand correctly, you are about changing behavior. This is what you want to address. People changing behavior in their food culture and things like that. So this is a very delicate thing to change one's behavior. And my question is, how will you go about the availability of the products that you would suggest? Can you ensure in some way that the products that you will suggest are available locally?
Yeah,
Have
again,
you given that any thoughts?
If I got your question right, you are addressing the supply side of the, right, okay. So I spoke to a lot of people around the university areas. For example, there are like two legs of this food ecosystem, as I always say. One is like the supply, the producer side, and the other is the demand, like we, the consumers. When we see the supplier side, and specifically in the Netherlands, there are lots of universities and researches which are moving towards refining the whole process, like Eindhoven University, Wageningen, all they are working together to make the agriculture produce and all the grocery supplies more sustainable. Second, when we talk about supermarkets and how they source their products and things at the market, I see tremendous amount of change in their stock supplies, which are more towards let's say, veganism or more towards organic or more sustainable produce. So the change is already happening. It's very evident. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Team KISS.
Thank you very much.
It's a wrap for you.
Thank you.
So the next team that will be on stage is Team Trash Clash. Let's see if they are ready. Yes, there you are. Hi. So your first question is going to be asked by Bas.
Hi, good afternoon, team members of Trash Clash. Also for you, some questions. I have the honor to ask the first one. I'm triggered by your idea, potentially socially beneficial. But I was wondering, why are municipalities your first target customer? Can you explain why you target them first, why you have chosen them as your target group?
Yes, of course, no problem. So we actually did quite some research, and we also talked to a lot of companies and also to a lot of schools. And one core problem we found was like, how do we fund this project? So where do we get the funding from? And we found out, or actually we saw that the municipalities have already fundings for certain categories. So for example, in Tilburg, they have certain funds that are used for cleaning up the area, and also actually one fund that is used for creating art projects. So those are two sources we really want to use for our projects, because we believe that we really fall in that group, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Time for your second question, and it's going to be asked by Mark.
Hello. So you talked about the funding of your idea, your educational platform, and I was going to ask you about your business model, but you more or less answered it already. But overall, in the educational models, how will you keep up with it? So it seems to be a long-term thing that you want to do. How are you going to keep it going?
So basically the first step, or the next step we actually have to take, is create the online platform. So that's what we're going to be working on afterwards. And the goal is really to create a website, a platform that's going to be used in the long run. And we're planning on partnering with different companies and different experts to really keep the information up to date. And the goal is really to create something that's sustainable in the long run, because we really believe that it's important to educate the children now so that they have the benefit of it and they will actually learn about recycling, and that in the future they are also going to be investing again in that platform and keep that going. So yes, I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Trash Clash. This was your last question. So now it's time to go back to Florian and to see the other jury members for the startup category.
Yeah, thank you so much, jury, and really good luck with your decision making. And maybe speak to you later. And of course, thank you so much, finalists, for the Q&A. So with a new round of Q&A comes a new jury, of course. So let's have a look at them. In the category startup, we have Christina Schiller from DLL. Christina, welcome. What do you find important in a startup, Christina?
Yes, thanks. Happy to be here. At DLL, innovation plays a huge role, and we're following the lean startup methodology when working on ideas and implementing ideas. Of course, you need a clear business case, you need an actual need, an identified problem, but at the end, it's the team what makes the difference, and it's the team which makes it actually also happen. So a motivated team, entrepreneurial team.
Nice, yeah, teamwork is really important, of course. Yeah, thanks, Christina. So yeah, let's go to the next jury member, Bas Snels from Rabobank.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Bas, welcome. What's your point of view in this category startup?
Startups are the engine for our economy. The question is, can you bring it, your idea, your innovation, can you bring it to the market? That's the most important.
Yeah, that's not easy, of course, and it's also you need money and a network, and you're young like the students here. So yeah,
Yes.
that's not easy when you have a good idea. But yeah, thanks. Also joining us today is Johan Ringeling from Interpolis. Johan, hi.
Hi.
Um,
Good afternoon.
Hi. So tell me, what will be your focus on this Q&A session today?
Well, my focus will be on customers. Do you have a clear understanding what your target audience will be? And do you differentiate yourself from other propositions in the market? What is your competitive edge? That's what I want to know.
Okay, interesting. Well, good combination. But we have also another person, Koen Vriends from Defensie.
Hello.
Hi, Koen. Yeah, what's for you so important to being innovative, Koen?
Well, from a military point of view, you can't be second when you have a conflict with someone. So you always have to be sharp, stay focused. And that's the main point by being innovative on the social, technological, but also on the personal focus areas. So it's always good to be innovative, yeah.
Okay, thanks so much. So are you all ready for the next Q&A sessions?
Bring it on.
The Q&A sessions start up. The teams are ready, I hope. So the first team will be Dmyzer. So welcome on stage and really good luck.
Thank you.
Nina?
Well, yes, thank you, Florian. Welcome, Dmyzer. Your first question is going to be asked by Christina.
Yes, thanks. So first of all, it's a very interesting idea, addressing an actual problem, an actual need, and it's a very relevant topic. But my question would be, what exactly is your business model and how do you envision to get actually paid?
Yeah, so our business model is actually a 3-tier model. First of all, many SMEs actually don't have the in-house resources for the data scientists. But first of all, most of them also don't have an idea of what they want to ask to an external advisor. They don't go to an advisor asking, well, I want to do something with data. The first step in that process is to really have a clear question available to ask to an external advisor. So in our first tier, you are able to upload your data. That data will be anonymized, and our AI model will already give some quick insights in your data sets and give some advice on what questions you should ask and what other features you could gather in your data sets. That's our free model. Then if you choose to go one step further, you go to a sort of innovation stage where you can really put your data out to our platform and our data scientists can start working on it. You pay a monthly fee for that to have access to our data scientists. In a third model, actually the second model is a bit like MVP focused. So in a third model, if you really want to have a production ready model, you are going to work together with one of our data scientists and you pay that data scientist directly and we get a fee from that. So that's our business model.
Wow, great, right within the time. Thank you very much for your answer. The second question is going to be asked by Koen.
Yeah, thank you. Great pitch, by the way, Dmyzer. Very good. Well, I wouldn't work for the Ministry of Defense if I wasn't talking about safety and security. Nowadays, with the digital transformation, information is always used as a weapon and can be used as a weapon. So my question to you guys is, how are you planning to keep your data safe, so keep your data anonymous?
Yeah, indeed, that's maybe, well, a difficult task for us. Maybe the biggest risk that we take is that we really have to guarantee that your data is safe and that you gain our trust in keeping your data safe. So first of all, our anonymization software works with a term called differential privacy, where your data is reconstructed, but noise is added. So you actually don't know which is real data and what data is like synthetically gathered. And what we are doing is that we really give control to the company. So the company can say, well, we only want to have 10% of our data out on Dmyzer. That's enough for data scientists to work on the problem. And when the data scientist is ready and has a sort of standard workflow where you can put in your data and you get a result, we can test it ourselves with our original data so that the data scientist doesn't get all the data that might also indeed lead to conflicts with maybe competition that you don't want.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very clear. Well, this was your last question. So thank you very much. You can leave the stage now, and we can ask the second team for startup that it will be international students' work. So let's wait for them to be ready. Hi, welcome.
Welcome.
Your first
Hi.
question is going to be asked by Johan.
Hi, I actually used to work in this business, so it's a really competitive market. There's a lot of people looking for temps and a lot of temps looking for work. My question would be, because it's so competitive, what would be your competitive edge towards, for instance, young capital?
Now, I think there are, on the student side, we're making a difference because none of the current recruitment companies is focusing on international students and graduates. Moreover, some companies such as Young Capital provide international students with a job, but we provide them with more. We provide them with guidance, for example, regarding basic health insurance, tax declarations, and this is exactly what international students need. And that's why we expect international students choose for us, and we have already 120 students in our database, so I think that's quite an effect. Why would companies choose for us? We provide them with flexible staff. Of course, students are flexible, but international students are even more flexible because they have less social obligations than Dutch students. Moreover, they are more available. They can work 17 hours instead of the regular 13, 14 hours. And especially in the sector that we focus on, the logistics, they are looking for staff on the long term. And international students, if they want to be eligible for student finance, need to work 56 hours per month. And so we expect that they will stay longer at the logistic companies than just Dutch students. That's where we make a difference compared with Young Capital on the student side and on the business side.
Okay, thank you very much. Your next question, Bas.
It's a very good idea to bring the international students together with our wonderful companies in Tilburg. So great job. My question is, do you have an additional value proposition?
So you mean besides the logistics?
Yes.
Yes, we focus on logistics because we see that there is a lot of demand for flexible staff. But on the other hand, we see that we have also a database with artificial intelligence students, computing science students, finance students, and we also see that 60% of them want to stay in the Netherlands after graduation. So we have a second business model, which is helping international students on a part-time job, for example, in the field of artificial intelligence in an international company in Brabant. And then we hope and expect that they will stay in the Netherlands and have the first full-time job as well at this company. So we can let the company basically taste how it is to work together with an international student. And on the other hand, also let the international students come in contact with the companies in Brabant.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. That's it. Thank you. Now it's time for our last team in the startup category. It's Studeerstipt. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Are you ready for the first question?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, first question is going to be asked by Christina.
Yes, again, a very interesting idea. I mean, planning is always essential, but you're entering a quite crowded market with many similar already existing solutions, maybe more mature solutions. So I'm wondering, how do you plan to stand out of the crowd? So what is actually your unique selling point?
Okay, so first off, I think our unique selling point, what has helped us create an application that is truly different, is that when you're creating something for students, it's best when it's created by students. So we really know exactly what students want. But when the question is, how are you going to compete with existing applications that are already out there? I think the main Answer, very short, would be we're not. We don't really see ourselves and what we have created as an alternative to the existing applications. We focus solely on planning. So in our ideal world, what we would like to see is most of the applications that already exist. For example, here at Tilburg University, we use Canvas that provides you with documents and the material for your courses, that lists, for example, a PDF file for each course where they say, well, these are the things that you should do each week. What we would like to see is students open Canvas, where the material is, and then they open Stipt, where they can see, okay, but I've already listed out exactly what I need to do here, and that says which exercises I still need to do. So it's a combination of the two, and we think our application is a really complementary benefit to that.
Okay, thank you very much. Your second question is going to be asked by Bas.
Okay.
Yes, Jochem. I thought you can do everything in Outlook, but that's not so. What is your business model considering your app will be free?
Yeah, so well, I would start off by saying for now, revenue is not exactly our main priority. So the idea for Stipt has really come from the motivation of helping students. We want this to be something that helps students, and that's why we also want to keep a free version so that as many students as possible can use it. That's very important for us. But of course, we've already built the application. All the core functionality is already functional, and we think that we can expand upon that. There are many ideas that we can dive into, but there's two that we really have that we now are working on to implement in the short future. The first of which would be a premium version. So I already said we want it to be free for everybody, but we are thinking about some additional features that we're now working on. For example, customization of your layout, or a gamification system where you can earn badges if you keep up to date with your plannings, or if many people use your plannings. That would be like a premium version for a couple of euros a month. And the second idea, which is a bit larger and for further ahead on our roadmap, would be Stipt for schools, where you can subscribe as a school, and then your teachers can create these interactive plannings very easily, so that it will be one format for all students, and like students of high schools could then log in and immediately have access to all of the plannings for all of their courses. But that's a larger idea for in the future. But as I said, the main priority is helping students and not necessarily the revenue side.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Stipt. So this was it. This was the Q&A session for Startup. So let's go back to Florian.
Yeah, I'm here again. Thanks so much, jury, and yeah, really make the wise decision. It won't be easy, I guess. And thanks, finalists, again for the Q&A. So the jury now will deliberate and discuss who the winner of each category will be. As this is a difficult task, of course, we will give them some time. And therefore, before announcing the winners, I will tell you a bit more about my dreams and how I fulfilled those dreams, and maybe I can inspire you to do a little bit the same. So, but first start with a short movie about one of my biggest dreams I fulfilled 10 years ago. Enjoy.
The Green Miles. Een onmogelijk avontuur van twee vrienden.
Hij doet het! Hij doet het! Hij doet het!
Arjen en ik zijn op dit moment nog hele goede vrienden.
Op een kleine ruimte als een bootje, om daar 2,5 jaar met mijn beste vriend op te wonen. Het is best wel pittig.
Arjen en Florian zeilen 2 jaar lang de wereld rond. Op zoek naar mensen die hun leven wijden aan de bescherming van onze oceanen.
We waren net langs een enorm stuk afval dat hier ronddrijft. Deze heet Bert.
Er worden projecten bezocht van het Wereld Natuurfonds, Sea Shepherd.
The solutions are really quite simple.
Het Rode Kruis, het Marine Stewardship Council en het Walvis Onderzoekscentrum.
Ze zijn gewoon overal. Er zijn er zoveel.
Tijdens deze reis zijn ze overgeleverd aan de natuur. Het is een race tegen de klok om voor het orkaanseizoen uit te blijven. Maar ze komen toch terecht in eindeloze stormen.
Helemaal kut allemaal. Vannacht het grootste gescheurd.
Het leven in een kleine ruimte en de constante schade aan het expeditieschip stelt hun vriendschap behoorlijk op de proef.
Laat die kankerkamer uit!
Van ontspanning op het Bounty-paradijs tot zeilen door piratengebieden, waar het angstzweet hen uitbreekt als ze worden achtervolgd.
Wat doe je, jongen?
50.000 kilometer door 26 landen brengt ze in contact met talloze culturen en hun tradities.
Best interessant.
Het is echt bizar. Dat is al de derde familie of zo waar we zomaar worden uitgenodigd.
Boela!
Fantastisch mooi.
Blijf dat vliegtuig nou.
Het is gewoon ook echt zo snel naar beneden.
Dit is een verhaal over vriendschap en de oceanen van onze planeet. The Green Miles.
Well, in a couple of minutes you have seen how I fulfilled my dream to sail around the world for 2 years. But it all started here, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. After I finished 2 studies, one of my studies here in Tilburg, and I didn't know what to do. So I went backpacking from Mexico to Panama, and I'm sailing my whole life, so I got the chance to jump aboard a sailing boat in the Caribbean and sail this boat back to Europe. How sustainable is that? But it was more that a dream came true. And here I am on the middle of the Atlantic, and this trip created a new dream. I wanted to sail around the world with good friends, because this rest you have in 4 hours shift in a night, you can think about things you never have time to think about. You're one with nature. Every day, dolphins next to the boat. We caught our own tunas. We saw pilot whales. We saw killer whales. We saw whales. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. So yeah, this was me here, and I came back in Holland, and I went to my friends from I know from Tilburg, and I said, well, this is my dream. I want to sail around the world with you. And they said, well, Florian, we never sailed in our lives, so we are the wrong friends, I guess. And then I said, well, my parents, they have a sailing boat, and let's go sailing in a couple of weeks in the summer holiday to France. And here we are, sitting in my parents' sailing boat. That's me, huh? I was not so great at that time. It was 2004, I guess, and we sailed to France. And when we arrived in France, it was not only my dream anymore, but it became our dream to sail around the world. And this is how it all started. But after 5 years saving money, you have to make a decision, because otherwise it stays a dream and you keep on dreaming. And we needed to make the decision, are we going to do this or not? And then in that evening, 2 friends said no to the project after 5 years saving money due to personal reasons. We are still good friends. And then I was alone with Arjen, and the same evening we decided, fuck it, let's do it. And that's what we did. 8 months later, we quit our jobs, we sold our house, and we flew into Curaçao, where we bought our boat, the Pegasus. And this was our new house for the next 2 years almost. But the first 2-3 months, we worked our ass off to prepare the boat. So this was the end result. We equipped the boat with solar panels, with wind generators. You can see a sweet water maker, so we were able to make from seawater potable water. And yeah, this was the start of a trip. And you were also able to see in the video that we had this whole project around it, because we wanted to do something back on for these beautiful oceans. You're allowed to sail there on these oceans for free. And if you know how important the oceans are. And then of course, we knew overfishing and the sea level was rising, etc. But we didn't know at that time that 50 to 70% of the oxygen we inhale is produced by the oceans. And more or less 40-50% of the CO2 is absorbed by the oceans, and the oceans, they have the greatest biodiversity. So if you know these facts, then of course, then you know we cannot live without the oceans. So that's what we did. we wanted to sail around the world and visit all type of ocean projects and be ocean reporters or something like that. So we grabbed some cameras from Sony and then we just left, and we visited all types of projects of these partners. These organizations became our partners. And yeah, that's what we did, trying to get as many media attention as possible. And we went around the world like ocean reporters. And this was our route. I think the starting point everybody knows is Curaçao. Huh? And the first, here Curaçao is there somewhere. There you can see. And then we left for Panama, and the first island group was, after the Panama Canal, was Galapagos. And to give you an idea, from this Galapagos to that, French Polynesia, that's Marquesas Islands, it's 21 days sailing, 4 hours off, 4 hours on. So we did in shifts, 24/7, of course. So after 21 days, we arrived in paradise, and yeah, I don't have to say more, I guess. This islands, the Bay of Virgins, Marquesas Islands, we stayed there for a week. We traded the fishing hook for bread. We shaved mustaches. The fruit was falling from the trees. It was like really paradise. So we stayed there for a week, but you have to imagine we also worked on the boat to do a lot of repairs. Everything breaks on the boat, so it was not always paradise. Keep that in mind. Here we just survived 68 knots of wind, so that's hurricane force, 12, bow 4. The whole mainsail is ripped apart, as you can see. We also had to sail near Somalia through the piracy area. And that was also a tricky part of the trip. We didn't put any lights on, and well, it was not a nice experience for months there sailing. And afterwards we heard 2010 was the year with the most attacks, and that was the year we sailed there. So, but after that area near Somalia, you enter up in the Red Sea, and there was really a special moment because we had dolphins almost every day next to the boat. And but if we were swimming or something, or we were in a bay, then we had these. We always try to swim with dolphins, but they're always doing their own thing, you know. And in this bay, we had some repair to do near Sudan. There was a dolphin coming towards us, and we didn't know what was going on. Normally, they live in groups, of course. And then we saw this dolphin. A friend of mine is holding it. He had this plastic rope in a line, fishing line in the mouth, and went all the way back to the tail. So she came towards us for help, and that's what we did. We pulled the tail of the dolphin into the dinghy. Arjen cut the rope, and I'm making this picture here, and I'm looking into the eyes of my most favorite animal. And Roel, my friend, is holding it, and I tried to convince the animal to open her mouth, and so I was able to take out the line, and finally she did, and I was able to take out the line through the teeth, and yeah, I will never forget that moment. There was some blood, but she will survive. And most important, there was freedom, and we came out of the water, and she swam away. And this moment, I will never forget in my life. We saved a dolphin. And but even maybe more special, 10 minutes later, I was able to make the picture here. This one, 10 or 12 dolphins came towards us, and we were able to swim with them for 20 minutes. And it was just like he came back to thank us, but to thank us for the fishing line we threw in the ocean. We throw in so much plastic in the oceans. It's crazy. This is a picture just in the middle of the Indian Ocean. It's you know, and we didn't sail through the areas with the most plastic pollution in the world, but we caught so much plastic on the fishing line, and we saw so much plastic. It's crazy. And this was 2009 and 10. Even in the Mediterranean, so this was the Red Sea here, and the Mediterranean, it's a lot of plastic there. And but well, enough now for this dream. The end was really special. We arrived after 2 years sailing in Amsterdam. This is opposite of the central station in Amsterdam. 150 friends and family we haven't seen for 1.5 to 2 years. We're there, and it was like a really emotional moment, of course, but also the best party ever. But also the end of a dream. The boat was for sale. Yeah, we wrote a book about the trip, and what was really special, as I told you, we borrowed cameras from Sony and we filmed everything ourselves. Also the movie you saw before, we filmed everything ourselves. And we were able to sell it to Dutch national television. And we were, instead of 3 op reis on Sunday Sunday evening at 8 o'clock, we had an 8-episode series about the oceans and about our dream to sail around the world. You can still see it, but it's in Dutch, of course. But it's called Zeezout en Zeilen. You can find it on YouTube. A great way to end a dream like this. So yeah, but then the black hole. Everybody said, "What are you going to do now?" And I was not really happy with my work, and I worked in the water sport, and then I couldn't get this image out of my head. All the plastic in the ocean. I really wanted to do something about it, and I went to Stichting de Noordzee, and they said, "Well, what do you want to do about it? The plastic soup is not really." We know what plastic soup is, but in 2011 it was not really, it was a big problem, but not a big problem with a wide audience, you know. Nobody knew what plastic soup was. And that's 9 years ago. Can you imagine? We caught a lot of fish, but we caught more plastic than fish. Even the most tiny particle was attached on the fishing hook for more than once. Big plastic bags. When we caught fish for our own food, we opened the fish, of course, we have to clean them, and we've always found plastic in these big oceans. It's crazy, because it's a big problem. The animals, they eat it. The birds think, okay, nice piece of food, and it's a piece of plastic, so they have this full feeling or something, and they die. This is the end result. This is the stomach of a seabird somewhere near Hawaii. So I wanted to do something about this problem. And then I saw this TEDx talk from Bojan Slat. I think now everybody knows him. At that time, he had only 60 views on his TEDx. And he has this great idea to clean the oceans from plastic with a Mandray platform and big arms. And it was called the Marine Litter Extraction Project. It was a profielwerkstuk. In Dutch, we call it like that for high school. And I was so convinced, and this was the perfect TEDx talk. So I called him and I asked him, what do you want to do with it? And he said, well, I'm just started my study aerospace at the University of Delft. And in 4 years' time, I would love to do a serious feasibility study to find out if it's really feasible. And I said, well, I don't have anything to do. I really want to do something about this big problem. So maybe I can help you a couple of days a week and answer some questions. So that's what we did. We called this project the Ocean Cleanup. We started the foundation. And then at a certain time, we didn't have a website yet. They were building our website. And we had this Facebook page with the Ocean Cleanup and some teasers. And then it went completely viral. I fucking love science with millions of followers. They posted it. And then it went really viral. And we received 1,500 emails a day. So, but we were only together working on this project. So that's what we did. We said complete media stop on this project. Can you imagine when you are working on a startup for 3 months or 4 months and do this? The media couldn't understand. But first we needed to prove it was feasible, of course. And we needed a bigger team of volunteers to work on the project and work on the feasibility study. So this was a really wise decision at that time. But we used this moment of fame to work to create our first crowdfund campaign. This was in 2013, I think in March or something. And within 10 days, we had this $80,000. This was the goal. And finally, we received $90,000. And this was so great. And we didn't need the media attention, only through our own social sources. So this was a great moment, and then we worked for 2 years on the feasibility study. Bojan and I were invited everywhere around the world, and here we are in California. And after 2 years, working 80 hours a week, it's not a joke, and it was completely voluntarily, because this dream to clean the oceans was so big. We worked our ass off, and here finally, after 2 years, Bojan was able to tell the press in New York that it was feasible on paper, of course, with a big feasibility study. And I did the live stream event in TU Delft. So this was a great moment, but it was also a moment to open the doors for the media again and to start the second crowdfund campaign. And that's what we did. In 100 days, we received $2.3 million on donation crowdfunding. That was crazy. And that opened up more doors for us, of course. So this project became so big. And some things happened, and I decided to leave the project in 2015 and find another dream. And it was ready. I was ready for another dream. And the ocean cleanup continued. 1 year later, this area went to the Pacific, and they're starting to clean the oceans, but it was not working, and the boom broke. So they put the parachute on it and a net inside. Well, it was catching some plastic, but not a lot. They made these sunglasses from it, but yeah, let's see. But they are not cleaning the oceans yet, so I'm a little bit skeptic in this project, but I believe more in cleaning the rivers, because 90% more or less of the plastic in the oceans comes from rivers. This is not a river, but there's a lot of plastic in Amsterdam. And after the ocean cleanup, I worked on this project as well. I created a crowdfund campaign for them, the Great Bubble Barrier. This is a barrier on the bottom of a river, and then with bubbles, and you put it on the bottom of a river in a little bit of an angle, and the current is always going towards the ocean, towards the sea. And it's like a curtain of bubbles, and that will hold the plastic, and it comes to the shore, and you can collect it. It's also a Dutch invention of 3 Dutch girls. And a couple of months after the successful crowdfund campaign we created for them, they won the first prize of the Postcode Lottery Green Challenge, and they won €500,000. And this is so important for startups. The same like one of the jury members said, it's so hard to get into the market when you have a startup, because we created a lot of followers with our crowdfund campaign for them, and they created it themselves as well. And money, they had a full-time job. That I worked on the ocean cleanup 2.5 years, 80 hours a week voluntarily. Yeah, that's something special maybe, but not everybody can do that. So finally, they were able to quit their jobs and start working on this project. And you will hear more about the Great Bubble Barrier, I'm sure. And then I think it was last year, October, the ocean cleanup had something to say as well. And finally, the ocean cleanup presented the interceptor, and they started already to clean the rivers as well. So I really hope they will focus more on this project, maybe work together with the Great Bubble Barrier to clean the ocean, to clean the rivers. And I really still hope that they will clean the oceans, but I'm not sure. It's not easy, you know. To end my my speech, or how do you call it? My presentation is, I get always the question, what are you doing now? So everything was ready to start my own company. So I bought this sailing boat. It was completely ready for the scrapyard. I refitted it 4 years ago, and now it's a beautiful boat. I do group trips and sailing trips and business trips, etc. And I'm following my dream completely. And besides that, I'm the first and only Captain Iglo in Holland, Captain Birdseye for the English-speaking persons. So this combination is really, really, really great, and it doesn't feel like working. So this is what I want to say. If you can dream it, you can do it, and I really hope I inspired you a bit. Let's go back to where we are for today. Let's change to more important things. Because I received the news that the winners have been chosen. So that's amazing. And I hope everybody is watching, is ready to hear the winners, and here in the audience, everybody is ready for it? Yeah, I think you're ready. So we have 3 prizes to award to our finalists. We got the audience award, of course, which you decided with your votes. But you also got the 2 category awards, the Ideation and the Startup Award. But I talked already a lot, so I would like to ask somebody else to announce the winners. So please welcome back Wim.
Thank you so much.
We can do it together a bit, of course.
We didn't applaud for you, but what a great story. Thank you so much. It was indeed inspiring.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Nice to
Yeah.
hear. And what do you think? You followed it in your room? The
Yes,
whole,
I most of the pitches I saw, actually one of my colleagues, Paulina Schneiders, is a member of the executive board. She sent me her opinion about some of these excellent ideas. Actually, she said, well, one or two of these ideas we could actually implement in the university, so we'll be in contact about that.
Oh, wow.
It was very interesting. It was so fast. It was very funny. I was looking at my iPad and on a screen, and there was a time difference in them of several seconds, and that was nice. So I could have the buy option to look at both screens. If I didn't understand it correctly, I could turn to the other screen to have it again a little bit. It was great.
That's good to know. Yeah, I heard the teams were really pushed to do it in 1 minute.
Yeah.
And only once. So yeah, really good job for all the teams. So respect.
Yeah. Well, it's quite difficult, but well, when you have a good idea, I think you have always the 1 minute version of it prepared to explain in the famous elevator pitch logic of the situation.
Yeah.
Did we? Okay, so, well.
But you have to do it then.
You have to do it. You have to do it. But it was,
it was really.
But they were well prepared.
Yeah.
So and first, because it will be threading away afterwards when we have the prizes. I would congratulate you, but also the organization, Iconic, and all the people, not only the technicians, but all those, I see Edward over there, and all his colleagues, my big compliments and great gratitude and thanks for having organized this, because, you know, it's a lot, it has been a lot of work, preparation, not only the participants, but also all those who have contributed to this great challenge. So thank you so much on behalf of the university community, because we like this idea and it is implemented in a wonderful way.
Wow, it's really great to hear. But first, we have some awards.
3 envelopes.
So 3 envelopes, and I think everybody wants to know now who the winners are. But we first start, Wim, with the audience award.
The audience
award.
award.
You all voted for that today. Yeah, you ready, everybody?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
So the audience award, which is the award that is, I think, by all the people could vote. Huh?
Yeah, today. Yeah.
So how many people voted? Do we know? About I learned that there was about 400 people watching this. 500, more than 500.
More than 500 votes. Wow, that's.
You know, this is this is an important award, the audience award.
Yeah.
And I see who won it actually, and I must immediately say that the winner is not here.
Okay.
So we should listen carefully there at home. We could, I think, when we listen very carefully, perhaps hear a big scream of enthusiasm, and it is Roomie.
Right.
So.
Well, it's not possible to hand this over, but I think we
will need quite a series of stamps to get that actually over there. But we will make sure that the winner audience award, which is a great prize, so congratulations for Roomie, and we will of course make sure that this check is coming in your direction.
Cool.
Okay?
Nice. Thanks
Very
so
good.
much.
So this was number 1.
Yeah, and now we go to the first jury award, so the ideation award.
The ideation award.
Yeah.
Is the jury out to say something about that, or should we immediately proceed to? Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, this is indeed was a great one. The ideation award has been won by Kiss, Aiton, and Purvi is here to.
Well, Wim, you can hand
so now,
it over.
Now,
keep on
the prize is so big so that we can safely hand it over to you. You may keep the envelope if you want. And this is the one. And it is automatically 1.5 meters when I hand it over to you. So congratulations, big idea.
Thank you.
And I always ask, you know, that from these kind of award, yes. You know that from this kind of opportunities, you are allowed to say a few words.
Thank you very much.
I'll hold it for you. Please, say a few words.
Yeah, I'm really overwhelmed, and thank you for all the support. And I think all the mentors, it was not a one-man show, it was like an effort by each and every one of you, and that's it. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
You see, we can improvise.
Of course,
always
with all
we can
this
improvise.
technical equipment here, it must be possible. So, Yeah, the next winner, prepare yourself for a speech then.
Yeah.
But Wim, the last jury award is the Startup Award.
Yeah.
And you know the answer already, I guess.
I know the answer, and I can confirm that my colleague Paulina Schneiders, whom I mentioned already, she was looking from her home, and she tipped me on this one. This is a real good story. This is a bright idea. I won't hold the tension too long.
Yeah.
The winner of the startup prize of this Tilburg University challenge, actually the first one is Dmyzer. Teunus will come up. And here we go again. Long shot. You were also critically asked by the jury. I followed it. It was really good, and you were well prepared to give bright answers, and that has contributed, I am sure, to this big prize you win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And compliments. And please say a few words if you want.
Yeah.
And it's you know, yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everyone, and especially, of course, my team. It's a pity that they couldn't be here, but at least on the screen, I see Nathan being happy, and Riani certainly is watching somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up soon after this. And thanks to all the coaches, of course, that that have guided us towards the prize.
Bravo, bravo, and. Just to add, I'm really pleased that you all, and of course that's true, thank the team. It's team science, it's team spirit that really helps you to innovate. It's nearly never a question of individual excellence. It's always kind of teamwork. And that's a spirit that we as a university also would cherish. And let me then just say a few words to you all. Keep safe, stay healthy, because we are, of course, fully aware of the fact that it is not an easy time for you all. And we know that there are many of you in your room alone looking at this kind of events these days, and the teaching is done online. Make sure that you give those people a call that need it these days. Take care for each other, because you know innovation is very important, but also keep strong as a community will be very important these next months, because you know the crisis is not over yet, and let's make sure that we all come out better and not alone of this crisis. That is, Florian, the last word I want to say.
Beautiful words, Wim. So thank you so much.
It was
for
a
being
pleasure,
here.
and thank you so much for organizing this great event.
Thanks so much. So thank you, Wim. Thanks the jury. Thanks all partners, of course. All the participants and you, the online audience. And of course the Tilburg University and Iconic. For this great first edition of the Tilburg University Challenge. So, to all teams that did not win an award today, keep pushing, keep innovating, keep following your dreams. Your journey doesn't end here. And you can always get help from Iconic. So, yeah. It was a great honor to be your host today. And I hope this event inspired you, also from home. Maybe my story inspired you a bit as well, I hope so. Well, the only thing I have to say, Wim, you're coming out here for champagne? Oh, Wim is left the building. Who wants to drink champagne with me? Well, the cameraman. Okay, cheers. Okay, well, have a nice evening and thanks for being here. Yeah, cheers.